iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. Sasegauteng. Bona bangaphi Moses Mabhida eDurban, eThekwini. Iqala la ngapha eCoastal, inhlanganisela eCape Town City, Stellenbosch. iChippa United neBaroka. Ibidlala nenhlanganisela yeMarumo Gallants, Sekhukhune, Sundowns, SuperSport United. Maybe it's always the best way to start. Some of the players who were outstanding today. Pick of your performers today. Maybe one or two players that impressed you today. Yes, sir.
Mbulsu Justice,
Steezy,
Selma Tunze, Mbulsu Junior, Mbulsu Trekin, Mbulsu Nalimaka, then supporting Jala like iDiskiTV. So, bear in Jalang chicken food.
Yes, sir.
It's always Preez T12 for me. Mukeke T12. Okay, ngoba ngizosuke mangiqhubeka ngabo ngoba vela my favorite one. But that's what I said, you know, they've got a strong midfield.
Yeah.
Mukeke, I think Ungele, Makola. I mean, what more can you ask? The only thing about the challenge here was Gamahopa Lapana Pambil, because I think it didn't give them by phone, but you know, to Preez Lapana, he's continuing doing well, and yeah.
Dinaledi?
Gulego, you know,
you were impressed with all of them.
No,
I got I won.
No, I like those players. I like those
obvious,
players.
I know, but I'm just saying, today there was not even a single one who impressed you.
No, the player that did, I would say they did well for me. I would say it was good to see Sereno and also seeing Undlodlo playing with Umbule Lapana Midlileni, you know, having those combination play, and I was like, okay. You know, it means he can play with the big players, you know, and because those are the things you know, sometimes these boys banalento leguti ayisaluthanda ubani bese umuntu uyasaba yabo. So now kwenzakela ukuthi uthanda umbulu I mean, he's been around udlalile lapha kuma Olympics, and now you know he's a key player ku SuperSport. Undlodlo is playing with him lapha emidleleni, you know, he's surrounded by Rasmus, he's surrounded by Sereno, but you know, Abo Mudupa. So what more can I ask? So the boy did very well for me, and yeah, man, yeah. I can't.
Well, they did still ship out 3 goals, so we can't say much about it defense yet, Dinaledi. But maybe the same question I'll ask all of you. On paper, the stars were the stars. Dinaledi, Dinaledi, Mara.
Yes.
On the pitch, unfortunately, it was not the same thing.
Gulego, I said it. Izolo, Ngatimina. Yes, that team looks good. And they've got good players, and you know, looking at the names in that paper, I was like, wow. We don't know what's gonna happen. But I had faith in the Warriors. You know, these guys with that 3 midfielders, because I trust them, and I've seen them against, you know, the big guns, what they can do, and they showed that. I mean, Makola did very well. No data, so you again, it's gonna be a bit tough. You know, and it went well for them, and you know that's where you see sometimes. As much as I'm a coach, I've got my own philosophy. My own philosophy will differ with yours. When you watch that game, 2 coaches, I like them, both of them. I like their style of play, where the other one is so ruthless when it comes to that box to say, look,
I can only remember Tentens. Who else was the coach there?
Tentens the other side, and then this other side to Steve Parker.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Thank you.
So Steve Parker, I know when it comes to that final third, like he wants somebody that, look, take a chance, you know. So Tentens, I know the coach. Trying to build up, and then but one thing I'm shy is good. He build up a kind of end product, and it's worrying me. You know, he's got long baller from a move, but when it is that end product, I think you and they emulated down with the game.
Yeah, I mean, maybe looking at a player like Evidence Mahopa, you mentioned him as one of unimpressive players.
Yeah.
Maybe 7 months or 8 months ago, before the Olympics, you were saying that that's one player that needs coaching and is going to be a good player for Bafana Bafana. Your opinion is changing, and that's okay to change your mind about someone. But what is it that is not improving as you continue to watch him over and over? What is it that he is not improving?
Nkululeko, you know, I'm still gonna say again, the boy needs coaching. The way he plays, look, we don't have a top striker like him, a tall guy like him in South Africa right now as we speak. And if we're not gonna coach that boy and give him all the necessary coaching, we're gonna lose again in terms of having a quality strike. The movement of the ball, you know, the positioning inside the box, how he wants to do interchanging passes with his teammates, the way he traps the ball, his body is always flat. You know, you need to balance. You know, you can't stand straight all the time, especially as a striker. You know, you need to make sure that the defender is away from the ball, but his positioning is always flat. So those are the things that he needs coaching, because if he doesn't get that, his performance is going down.
Is it possible? I hear what you're saying, but is it possible to coach a timing at this? Because I remember here when we were watching in the first half, particularly, Ubaleka and defender, number 4.
Yes.
He's running with the defender 30 yards. And a player they keep on progressing forward, but a player is waiting for him to make the run. There's a player there with the ball. He's waiting for Evidence Makgopa to make the run. Makgopa is actually marking himself because he's literally jogging with the defender. Now, is it possible to coach a timing at this to a player? Because in as much as you can coach him to shoot on target, you can coach him to head better, you can coach him maybe to run better, but in his mind, he should be able to tell himself, oh, here's a ball from the left, let me make a run now. Whilst the match is in progress.
Yes, Nkululeko, one thing is, for him to find himself in that position, it was wrong. That's number one. Because as a top striker, ufuna no winning. That's where, when I'm saying coaching, he needs to be coaching. Whatever you do, you must be in that big box. You know, when you make a run, go and have a touch, but go back to that box, because you are a top man. That's why it was so difficult for him to do anything like Panelani, because he's not used to be there. So also position the worst scenario that Bekanga has was to make a run across, so that the teammate can go to that space wide, then annihilate. But because of lack of coaching.
But I still ask the question whether can you, because some of these things require a timing at disk.
Yes.
You are the best player for that in the last 20 years to be able to do that. Ubune timing at disk to know ukuthi ake ngimshiye lana lo ngoba ungimakile, let me occupy a different space. I will come back here when there's no one else. Awukwazi umfundisa umuntu lo nto ngedisk ufuna akazicingele ngokwakhe lo nto.
What you can do is to coach him in his position, and then in his position, that's where you give him those tricks to say, look, when we are tight in this situation, make 2 steps there, so that you create this position for yourself. And then when you make a run going to that position. Because Aksizi, when Nkululeko ukuthi abe lapha top man, there's no coaching, there's nothing. Uzocabangela because unontuzwa Makgopa akakwazi ukubalekela i-center back. That's number 1. Tata the defender away from his position, so that you create a comfortable position for you when you make a run. If they play a pass, then you can go inside. But because of the coaching yakhe, he's a player good thing. Go and play.
All right, so there you go. That's the Coastal team, my team. We won. We defeated Abafana Basapitori, Rishapa Batuba Pitori. Yeah.
But I man.
Yeah. Shusha and piano. That's what you guys were saying. But we don't care. It is KTV, it is Times, World Sports Betting. Thank you very much for watching.